Alright, so Destiny 2 has finally released today, and I figured I'd give some first impressions about what I think of the game. The way I'm gonna do this is a bit of a live slash not live commentary kind of thing. So what you're seeing on the screen right now is Earth, which is one of the first planets you're going to see. Obviously the beginning of the game you've probably already seen in the E3 demo, or if you played the beta. I'm kinda gonna go over the general improvements of what the game has become and what it's all about and all that stuff. So let's just dive right into that. So right off the bat, obviously the first thing you probably want to know is that what is my level and what is your light level. Currently I'm a level 13 and I have a light level of 136. Now this is obviously pretty early in the game. This is going to be solely first impressions. The way I think about Destiny is that the game really starts when you become level 20. You have to go for legendary and exotic gear and all that stuff. I happen to have already one pulse rifle, which you get from a mission. Which one I'm not going to tell you, but overall the game has, in my opinion, improved a lot. The way they have done the weapons now is you can have a kinetic weapon, an energy weapon, and a power weapon. Kinetic and energy weapons are kind of the same. You can get the same type of weapons for it, but the difference between kinetic and energy weapons is that you can have, for example, void, solar, or arc damage on those energy weapons. So obviously I encountered any legendary stuff yet. I think that's gonna happen around the level 20 mark whenever I hit that. As far as the classes go, personally I'm a hunter. You start off as a arc guy and then via a certain way, which I shall not reveal because of spoilers. It's quite a cool way of actually getting that other class too. They've improved on that a lot. The way they've improved on it is that you get upgrade points by leveling up. So that means you can just pick whatever you would want. The nice thing about upgrade points is that you can actually pick whatever you would want. Not with Destiny 1 where you had to level up all the way until that certain thing that you would want to use. So personally I think there was a nice improvement. I definitely do like that they've changed that too. As far as inventory goes, there seems to be a lot more space for consumables and modifications and shaders as well. Engrams seems to be getting their own spot too. Improvements in the user interface is definitely a thing too. Very much like what they've done with that as well. And overall I think that the story is definitely a big improvement as well, because in Destiny 1 there was simply not a story, and in Destiny 2 there actually seems to be somewhat of a story. I mean, obviously it's not going to be a The Last of Us kind of story, you know, it's not going to grab you by the throat and never let you go, but it's a story that is interesting enough to kind of follow. Destiny 1 had this big issue with not only not having a story, but also the mission design was just plain boring. You went to a place, you deployed your ghost, it went on and kept on scanning absolutely nothing, and the only way to make it stop scanning was just to kill all the enemies that were coming for you, which in Destiny 2 doesn't really seem to be that much of a case. I have yet to scan anything in Destiny 2 and wait for the ghost to be done. So there is an improvement already with that. It just seems that the missions overall seem a bit more varied, especially when it comes to the vibe. Unfortunately, you're kind of still finding the same enemies as you were in Destiny 1, including DLC, which is a shame in my opinion. I feel like that they could have at least give a bit of different variations of those enemies and not, you know, basically a copy-paste job, because they're literally doing the same thing when it comes to attacks as well, which in my opinion is a big shame. I hope that they would have improved on that. A lot of the gun sounds, especially when it comes to hand cannons, kind of are the same too. Models kind of look the same too, but overall I think the gameplay improvements they have done is pretty good. Obviously, you know, I haven't seen any exotics or weapons that go beyond rare, so I can't really judge the weapons on that really that much. I mean, obviously legendary and exotics are probably going to be a lot more exciting than the basic stuff that I'm using at the moment. And one other very neat thing is that you can open your director from whatever place you are. I'm currently on Earth and I can just simply select any sort of thing that I would want to go to. Like for example, I would want to go to the social space, which is the farm. I could just simply click that, click on launch, and it will already just go there instead of first having to go to the orbit, which was the thing in Destiny 1. This right here is something that's going to save people a lot of time. Unfortunately, there is still this same loading screen thing as there was in Destiny 1, But again, a loading screen is a loading screen, and you're just gonna have to deal with it, I suppose. So having said all that, obviously the big question is, would I recommend this? What I can tell you is that if you were a Destiny 1 player and you're a bit on the edge because there were certain things in Destiny 1 that you kind of got tired of, or you wish they would do other things with, I feel like that if you're a Destiny 1 player like myself that stopped playing the game after Rise of Iron, like the first week or two, and you were like done with it after that, I feel like that you're going to enjoy Destiny 2. They've improved upon a lot of the things that were wrong with Destiny 1. They've packed this game with a bunch of new content and a bunch of new improvements, and I really feel like that if you are a Destiny 1 player, it's definitely worth checking out and giving it a try. Obviously, Destiny is very much a game where if you have friends, then you're going to have a better time than playing solo. Currently, I've been playing the game on my own, but as the content advances and my level gets higher, more and more people are going to be needed in order to get the full potential out of Destiny 2. There are of course plenty of websites where you could get a group together, so don't worry if you're just simply a solo player. There's plenty of ways, there's matchmaking, there's a bunch of improvements that they've also brought over from Destiny 1 to Destiny 2 in order to make sure that you're actually never really playing on your own, but the communication might be a bit more difficult with randoms compared to with friends. If you're someone that never played a Destiny game before, then you kind of have to ask yourself, like, the gameplay I've been seeing, do I like the look of that? Do I like a game which is basically a shooter with a lot of RPG elements in there? Destiny is a game with a lot of potential, and if you purchase the game right now, you're not going to get the same game as you would in a couple of months. Destiny is very much an RPG in that regard. They're gonna build upon and upon and upon it, and there's gonna be more and more features as the months go on. So if you're a bit on the edge, have a look around for some more gameplay, and I'll check out some trailers, some screens, some more information about the game. Personally, I decided to not go into too much detail about this. I mean, obviously I'm trying to keep this as much spoiler free as I can, and obviously before release I did not take a deep dive into the web to find out everything about the game, because personally I feel that kind of ruins it. So if you're someone that is on the edge, only has 60 bucks, and it's like, hey, I could get this game or a different game, consider it. Destiny 2 is a game where if you put down that 60 bucks, you're going to get a game with a lot of content. However, Destiny can be a grindy game. You're going to have to work for the stuff in order to unlock it. There's no easy way here. There's definitely a lot of content on this disc, and there's also a raid still coming and Trials of Osiris, which is both coming next week, I believe. So there's definitely plenty to come too. There's not only PvE, which stands for player versus everyone, there's also PvP, like player versus player. So if you're someone that's just looking for a different kind of multiplayer shooter, then this is something you consider as well. Like, you could also unlock loot and different weapons throughout playing PvP too. So there's plenty of things for everyone, I guess. It's a different type of game. It's not your average shooter, which is kind of cool in a way. So if you're looking for something different, if you're looking for something that is not your typical shooter, then Destiny 2 could definitely be something for you. And hopefully my first impressions and explanations about the game and all that kind of gave you a better idea of what Destiny 2 is about and what I think of it, and maybe help you decide to whether or not actually get the game. Obviously, I'm by no way sponsored or anything by Activision or whatever. I'm just voicing my opinion because, you know, I figured there would be people interested in what I had to say about it. So thank you also very much for watching. Let me know all your thoughts in the comment section down below. If you have any further questions to me about Destiny 2, make sure to put them in the comments down below. Please don't spoil the game. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and I'll see you all later.